A lot of people think that zero waste is expensive, and I used to think that too, but I'm here today to prove to you that it doesn't have to be expensive unless you want it to be. In fact, zero waste can save you money, up to $3,000. Backed by popular demand, we are here to dive into 10 more zero waste swaps that will save you money. So again, that's 10 swaps that will save you $3,000. Definitely have to go back and watch part 1 up here with 10 more swaps that will save you $2,000. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, it's Emma and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all sorts of things zero waste, focusing on free, easy, and fun ways to live zero waste. I love talking about how zero waste can be budget living. How zero waste living can save you money. Because so many people do think that zero waste is hard, it's expensive, it's not fun, it's time consuming. But really, I'm lazy, I'm here for a bargain. So let's talk about lazy and free zero waste living. There are plenty of reasons why someone would go zero waste, but a lot of people do it in order to save the planet in one way or another. But there are so many hidden benefits, such as eating healthier foods, learning new skills, saving money, reducing clutter, using cleaner ingredients, and so forth. Our first swap today is Stasher Bags or Qrumbles. Probably never heard of Qrumbles. They're a very, very small brand, but I wanted to include them today because I love them. I use them all the time. I prefer them to Stasher Bag, and Stasher Bag is also owned by SC Johnson, which is a mega corporation. So I would much rather support a small business than a mega corporation personally. And if you want me to dive in why mega corporations are so bad for the planet, let me know and I'll make a full video on it. So Qrumbles is essentially this piece of silicone. It's like a Stasher Bag in a sense, except for you wrap stuff up in it instead of like putting it into a little pouch, and then it stretches back out completely flat, which makes it so much easier to wash if you don't have a dishwasher like me. And I also like how versatile it is. I can use it for like a regular piece of sandwich bread, or I can use it for sourdough bread, and a Stasher Bag might not fit everything. Regardless of which one you choose, let's dive into how much money it can save you. One Stasher Bag is really all you need every day if you're just one person, but let's just say you buy 4 of them, 2 large ones and 2 small ones, so that way you can use them for a variety of different things. It's $13 per sandwich bag for $26 and $22 per half-gallon bag for a total of $44. That's a total for all 4 bags, $70. Yeah, that does sound expensive, doesn't it? But how much money will it save? Something also to keep in mind with a lot of these brands that are expensive and seem expensive run sales frequently for Earth Day, Plastic Free July, Cyber Monday, their own like special holidays and stuff. So if you actually need a Stasher Bag, you want to use it, take advantage of a sale. Before we get into the savings, let's first talk about Qrumbles. So that we can compare the money more fairly, let's say that you order 4 of them and that will be $60 with Qrumbles, a little bit better than Stasher. Now, how much does a zipper bag cost? Plastic zipper bags, also known as Ziploc bags for the brand name. An average family in the United States will use 500 of them per year. All of my statistics and sources will be in the blog post link below. Even on Amazon, where prices are typically the cheapest, it's $10 for a pack of 50 single-use bags. So the average family would have to buy 10 of these in order to get 500 bags per year, which would cost $100 in disposables that you'll never ever use again. So in the first year, Stasher will save you $30 and Qrumbles will save you $40, but every year after that, you're saving $100. Moving on to refurbished tech, this one can save you so much money. A company will take a secondhand device, like if I sent them my old iPhone, they would fix it up. You know, they might replace the screen, they might replace the battery, refresh the software, whatever they need to do, and then sell it at a discounted rate. That way somebody is getting an eco-friendly used phone, but also one that works really well. I have bought tech before on places like Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp, but I think it's best, if you want to be safest, to buy through an actual refurbisher. I like Back Market personally. They are very, very well known for their quality. For me, it kind of depends. Like if I'm looking for something like a blender, I will probably just use something like Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp. It's typically cheaper. But if I'm looking for something that I know needs to be reliable and works well, like a computer or a phone, I'll probably look for an actual refurbisher. But let's just compare a couple items. A brand new iPhone 14, 120 gigabytes, that's the last model of iPhone, is $730 from Apple. The same exact model, an iPhone 14 with 128 gigabytes of storage from Back Market, is only $452. That's saving $278 just on one device. But if your family needs multiple devices, or you also need a computer or an Xbox or an iPad, you can save so much money in a year by shopping secondhand for your tech. Shopping secondhand for anything, but specifically tech. I even found items on there such as, it's a pretty old model of a MacBook, but it was savings of up to $800. Number 3 is libraries. Again, I talked about libraries in part 1, so why would I be talking about it again? Because libraries don't just borrow out books. They also usually borrow out things. If you've never heard about this before, I really recommend going to your local library and asking if they have a library of things, because they probably do. Things like sewing machines, ice cream machines. I've seen also party stuff like popcorn makers, bouncy houses, everyday stuff such as tools. That way you don't have to go buy a tool set for your one project and then it's gonna sit in your garage and collect dust. You can borrow it for free and then give it back. So that way you don't have to buy, you know, several tens or hundreds of dollars worth of equipment just to use one time. So let's say over the course of the year, being generous, you need to borrow a sewing machine, a drill, and an ice cream maker. But of course, go borrow as much as you want. But for those 3 items, here's what I found for the cost of a new one. A sewing machine runs about $80 to $200 for a run-of-the-mill average machine. A drill is about $30 to $100, and an ice cream maker is $20 to $70. That's a total savings of $130 to $370 in a year with just these 3 machines. Of course, that's not accounting for anything else you might need to borrow in the year instead of buy. A zero waste swap that is so underrated is rechargeable batteries. I started using this before I went zero waste, specifically to save money. To keep things fair, I did all Energizer brand, Energizer disposables versus Energizer rechargeables, just to keep prices as even as possible. So many brands provide both options for disposable and reusable. I know Energizer's not the best like most eco brand. There are some eco brands out there that make rechargeables, but this was just for consistency's sake. A 4-pack of rechargeable AA's is $13.76 and a 4-pack of AAA's is $13.76. The charging port alone is $18.97. And that's what I started with. I started with 4 of each, and over the years we've bought a few more here and there. Typically AA's because we use a lot of them. So let's just say you need 8 of each. You need 8 AA's, 8 AAA's, and a charging port. That would be a total of $74.01. Now the average American household buys 90 alkaline batteries every year. This was just me making a guess. I would say that AA's are more common than AAA's. I estimated that about 75% of them would be AA's, so around 67, and that around 25% or 23 batteries would be AAA's. So comparing that to the disposables, an 8-pack of AAA batteries is $8.77 or 94 cents per battery. So for an average household use of 23 AAA's, it would cost $21.62 over the course of a year. A 24-pack of AA's is $19.97 or 83 cents per battery. So for an average household use of 68 AA batteries per year, it would cost $55.61. This one's a close one. Rechargeables barely pulled ahead. So rechargeables was $74.01 and disposables was $77.41. So in the first year, you're only going to save around $3. Every year after that, you'll be saving $77. And of course, that's only if you use 90 batteries per year. If you use more than that, the savings will be even higher. So this is a great swap if you use a lot of batteries. Plus, most rechargeable batteries last up to 7 years or 2,000 uses. So you'll get a lot of use out of these and save a lot of money. Not to mention waste. This one is a very important one to use because it reduces very, very toxic waste. Disposable batteries, especially when not recycled, and they're very difficult to recycle, can be very toxic. So this is a great swap to use to save the environment. Don't click away. This next one is reusable toilet paper. I'm not saying that everybody has to go out and use it, but a lot of requests came in for this one on part 1 just to see how much money it can save, because is it really worth it? This one can particularly save you a lot of money because you can make this for yourself. A lot of people will use old flannel because it's soft and absorbent. It's that, but you can also buy kits. If you want to buy a kit, I recommend Bodhi. I gave them a try when we were in Las Vegas, and while, you know, very functional, durable, worked really well, not my personal cup of tea, but their kit includes 36 rolls of toilet paper, a storage bag, and a wet bag for used pieces, and costs $108. Sounds really steep, but how does that compare to disposables? For the average American, just one person uses 141 rolls of toilet paper per year. So keep in mind, these numbers will be for an individual, not a household. So if you are a household and you use more toilet paper than an individual person, probably save even more money than we're about to find out. For that many rolls, buying a popular brand like Charmin would cost $32 for 30 rolls or $1.06 per roll. That would be $150.40 for the average 141 rolls used per person per year. But an eco option like Who Gives a Crap would run about $25 for 24 rolls for their bamboo, and $38 for 24 rolls for their recycled toilet paper. Gives a crap? Well, I love the recycled toilet paper personally. I really love supporting the recycling industry. That's really, really expensive for toilet paper, so the numbers here are about to get a little inflated, sorry. So that's $1.04 per roll for the bamboo, which is cheaper than Charmin, or $1.58 per roll for recycled. Very, very expensive for recycled. So for a total of 141 rolls per year per person on average, that would cost $146.64 for bamboo and $223.25 recycled from Who Gives a Crap. So in your first year using recycled toilet paper, whether you're buying from the most expensive option or the least expensive option, you'll be saving $38 or $115. But any year after that, you would be saving between $146 and $224. Reusable toilet paper, while not everybody's cup of tea, can clearly save you a lot of money, and that's just one person. Keep in mind, a family will be using it more. I know we need to factor in things like laundry. A couple small pieces of cloth is really not going to add much to your laundry routine. And also typically reusable toilet paper goes best with bidets. So keep that in mind. But speaking of bidets, bidets are a great option if you don't want to switch to reusable toilet paper, but can potentially still save you some money. Just how much? Again, I know bidets are not everybody's cup of tea. People find bidets weird, but I'm not even joking when I say it's life-changing. It's more hygienic, it's more comfortable. And if that's not incentive enough, let's see how much money it can save you. The average bidet user reduces their toilet paper usage by 75%. So we're simply just going to take the totals from the last section and then divide them by 75%. So instead of using an average of 141 toilet paper rolls per year, a bidet user would only use around 36. That's only like 1 pack of toilet paper per year. So instead of paying the totals from earlier, instead for Charmin, you would only be paying around $38, $37 for Who Gives a Crap Bamboo, and $57 for Who Gives a Crap Recycled for the entire year. But yes, we do have to factor in the cost of a bidet. Let's look at the two leading makers, Tushy and Whisper. The prices are very different. Tushy costs $230, Whisper only costs $100, so $140 less. So of course, going with a cheaper option like Whisper will save you the most money. Or I guess prevent you from spending more money. I also like Whisper better. The water pressure is better. It's easier to use and it's just simpler. So clearly Tushy is more expensive than the toilet paper, even if you buy 141 rolls of toilet paper per year as an individual. Again, keeping in mind that a family or larger household would save much more money having a bidet. But Tushy's not going to save you any money in your first year. Whisper though will save you around $10 to $68 per year in your first year. So Whisper will save you a little bit of money in your first year, but the second year and every year after that you continue to use a bidet, that's where you really start to see your savings. Every year after that, you will save between $109 and $167. Next for today is reusable plates, cups, bowls, utensils. AKA, no, your regular dishes. Of course, if you are disabled and you need to use disposables for one reason or another, if you don't have the energy, the capacity, that's fine. This is mainly geared to people who are just genuinely too lazy to wash one plate, one bowl. So this, using your reusables plus the next one, reducing the amount of trash bags that you use, we'll talk about in a second, can actually save you quite a bit of money. So hopefully that's at least an incentive for you. Not to mention, most people already have reusable plates at home already, or you can go to the thrift store and thrift them for really cheap. You don't have to buy something fancy and brand new. Let's just say one person uses one paper plate or one paper bowl per meal, 3 a day. That's nearly 1,100 disposables per year per person. Let's just say that every single meal, one person uses one paper plate or paper bowl and one plastic spoon or one plastic fork. One or the other per meal. Of course, it might vary. And then to keep it easy, we're not going to include stuff like cups and napkins for today. On the low end, Dixie paper plates cost $36.48 for 300 plates or 12 cents per plate. That would mean 550 plates cost $66. But if you're trying to be eco-friendly, you might buy from a brand like Refurbished that specifically uses plants, compostable materials, eco-friendly packaging, and that sort of stuff. They're a little expensive. They are $17 for 44 plates or 39 cents per plate, making a total of 550 plates, $212. For bowls, it's quite similar. For the low end Dixie brand, it's $12.19 for 56 bowls or 22 cents per bowl. That would make 550 bowls $121. Again, looking at Repurpose, it's $13 for 35 bowls or 37 cents per bowl, making 550 of them cost $203. Moving on to plastic spoons and forks. They are the same price between the two. So the low end, being great value, costs $2 for 48 spoons or just 4 cents per spoon, making 550 of them cost $23. Repurposed though would run about $10 for 24 spoons or 42 cents per spoon, $229 for 550 spoons. So the grand total for the entire year for one person, the low end would cost you $233 per year, and the high end, getting an eco-friendly brand, costs you $873 to use disposables every single day. I'm sure buying the low end is more realistic for people buying disposables. So while you could potentially save up to $873 per year, more likely people are going to be in the $233 end range, and that's how much money you can save every year by switching to reusables. As I hinted at, the more waste you reduce in your life, the fewer trash bags you have to buy. Will that actually save you some money? Let's find out. According to Statista, most Americans use 25 or more garbage bags per month. Let's make that an even 6 bags per week. If you theoretically reduce your waste in half in terms of recycling, composting, using zero waste swaps, buying less, and making stuff at home, you could cut this number in half and then just use 3 bags per week. Maybe you're a small household like me and only use 1 bag per week. For math's sake, let's say you cut your trash bag usage from 6 to 3. But keep in mind the savings could be even more if you reduce even more waste. So that would bring your total for the year from 312 down to 156. Let's compare though an eco-friendly brand and a not eco-friendly brand. So for a 13-gallon not eco-friendly run-of-the-mill trash bag, 312 of them would cost you $10 for 50 of them, or $62.40 for 312 bags. Now for the more eco-friendly option that I found from Hold On, they're made from bioplastic. Those cost you $14 for 25 bags. Again, this is a 13-gallon bag. That would be 56 cents per bag for a total of $174.72 for 312 bags, or $87.36 for 156 bags. So reducing your waste in half would save you money in trash bags. It would save you between $31 and $87 per year. Next on the list is dryer balls. These are wool or silicone balls that you throw into your drying machine instead of using dryer sheets. They ruffle up your laundry and also can actually reduce dry time, which I did not factor into this, so can potentially save you even more money than we're about to discuss. For this, I also just did wool dryer balls because those are the most common. I also prefer them because they are compostable at the end of their life, but if you're vegan, I'm sure silicone options are pretty similar. So the Dryer Sheets brand Bounce suggests 1 dryer sheet per small load, 2 per medium, and 3 per large load. So let's just say it's an average of 2 dryer sheets used per load. The average American does around 300 loads of laundry per year, which would make a total of 600 dryer sheets. The average cost seems to be about $10 for 240 sheets, or just 4 cents per sheet, so 600 of them would cost $25. Not a lot. So when I got to this point in my research, I was scared. I was like, there's no way that dryer balls actually outweigh these. But dryer balls actually only cost between $3 and $14, depending on where you get them. Like even on the high end, it's only $14. And usually you also get them in a set of 6. For me, I personally use 3 at a time. That's all I found that I really need to use at a time. You could use all 6, but also using only 3 at a time will make your pack of 6 last even longer. Because wool dryer balls can last 1,000 or more loads. That's at least 3 years out of use. So if you stretch that, you only use 3 at a time. That's 6 years of use out of just 1 pack of $14 dryer balls. So that means in your first year of using dryer balls, you'll be saving $11 to $22, and then every year after that, you'll be saving $25. Not a lot. It isn't, but this is a great way to reduce waste and save just a little bit of money. All right, our last one for today is to just stop buying things. It's vague, I know. 3 videos now on things that I no longer buy as a zero waster. You can check them out above and below. And I could make a full video that ties those 2 videos together, like things I no longer buy and then how much money I save per year by not buying those things. So if you're interested in that video, let me know. And there are a lot of things like I don't buy personally, like nail polish, disposable period products, that sort of stuff, but that's me personally. So the items I included on this list are things that I don't think any person ever needs to buy. They are so unnecessary and gimmicky. Honestly, these are all laundry things. They are fabric softener, those little scent booster beads that you add, and also laundry color booster. I could see why you might need color booster. It can help your clothes from fading, but also what will keep your clothes from fading is just washing on cold, hang drying, and taking care of them. So for just these 3 items, here's how much money you can save. So fabric softener from Downy is $10 for 120 loads. So for the average 300 loads per year, you would need around 3 of these or $30 worth per year. Laundry color booster is around $10 to $15 per bottle, and you can probably make this last for a whole year. Now laundry scent beads are $10 per bottle for only 27 uses, so you would need 11 bottles per year or $110 on an unnecessary product. And again, this is just 3 things. Other things that you really don't need, you could probably do without, are things like paper towels, other impulse purchases. So with just these 3 swaps, again, keep in mind you can save even more by not buying these gimmicky things. You could save up to $155. All right, drum roll please. It's time for the final numbers. Stasher or Qrumbles will save you $30 to $40 in your first year and $100 every year after that. Refurbished tech could save you $200 to $800 or even more depending on what sort of gadgets you need this year. And I guess bonus here, you could just not buy any tech. Just make your tech last as long as possible. Repair it. Using a library of things can save you $130 to $370 per year or more. Rechargeable batteries might only save you $3 in your first year, but they will save you $77 every year after that. Reusable toilet paper is $38 to $115 in your first year, and every year after that is $146 to $224 per year. In your first year, a bidet won't save you any money, but up to $77 depending on which brand you go with. And then every year after that is $109 to $167. Using reusable plates, bowls, and cutlery will save you $233 to $873 per year on the very, very high end. Again, I'm not sure anybody's actually going to be buying that many disposables from an eco-friendly brand, but wanted to keep it in mind. Buying half the amount of trash bags per year can save you $31 to $87 per year. Dryer balls will just save you $11 to $22 in your first year or $25 every year after that. And avoiding gimmicky items can save you $275 or more, again, depending on how much you cut out of your life. Grand total, please, $951 to $2,995 per year with just these 10 things. Once again, our first 10 swaps saved us between $1,415 and $2,359 for a grand total between just 20 swaps, $2,366 and $5,354 per year. Just 20 swaps. And there are more swaps where this came from. I am loving this series and I'm glad that you guys are loving it as well. So stay tuned for part 3. Leave your swaps down below that save you the most amount of money. Don't forget to check out part 1. And if you're interested in this type of content, I have a full series called Zero Waste on a Budget, where I talk about over 600 ways that you can live zero waste totally for free. So I love this whole series talking about free ways that you can live zero waste that cost zero money, and also these swaps that might seem a little bit expensive up front, but how much money they can save you in a year and over your lifetime. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it all the way to the end. I really appreciate your time, and thank you so much for all the love on this series. I'm loving it so far, and I'm excited to make more of them. I'll see you in the next video, but until then, remember that your small actions make a big difference in the long run. Bye, guys. Zero waste money, and then around 33 of them would be that's not cool. So this swap actually won't, actually, no, it will only save you, wait, I did the math wrong. Goodness gracious.